Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited. As always, you know what time it is. It is Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock. And this week, we are talking about self love. Self love. I'm so excited. So, how many out there, whether you are watching us live or whether you are watching the recording, how many of you out there actually practice self love? I will say that has definitely been a struggle for me. That's been something that has been hard for me to do. It's just sort of taking that time to put myself first for a moment. And so we're going to have David come on today and talk to us about self-love. He's going to share some amazing tips. I am so excited. He always brings the golden nuggets. He brings everything that we need. So I'm going to bring David on here. Hey, David.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Your hair looks amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's actually in curls. It's kind of hard to see now because they fell.
Oh, great to see you. Great to see you. Sorry I'm late. Had difficulty getting online. There was something wrong with the internet, but that's all fixed now.
Technology.
Here we are. Really, really pleased to be here. And the subject this week is self-love.
Yes.
So I missed the early bit. Is there anything that I missed?
Honestly, not much. I was just getting on here and I asked the people who were watching, whether they were live or they're listening to the recording, is that something that they struggle with? That was something that I struggle with. So I think that's really important, especially as entrepreneurs. We pour into our business, into other people, our staff, the community, and we pour into our families, and then we're empty for us. So
yes. Self-love is so important. So important.
Absolutely.
I think for
could you explain to the people who are watching now, like, what is self-love? Could you explain to them what that actually is?
Well, when I look at self-love, I look at it's our ability to like and love ourselves, and it comes from within. I think you hear people or you see people talk about, I'll be happy when I find someone, or I'll be happy when I get married. I'll be happy, and they're just putting the love outside of themselves. And for me, self-love is being able to respect yourself, being able to live in integrity, being able to actually appreciate yourself, stand up for yourself, and to be able to show up in the world as the real you, rather than showing up as someone else. And I think for years, I don't know about you, Loretta, but for years I didn't. I had no self-love. I didn't like myself in the younger years. No, I didn't. It's probably only recent in my 40s did I actually like myself. So for a lot of my life, I think I thought I liked myself, but then looking back, I guess I didn't. And it's when you lack self-love, it's like a car and the fuel tank is empty. So it's something that we have to appreciate. This, I work with clients, and a lot of them, a great deal of them, just don't like themselves, don't appreciate themselves. One of the questions I've asked people over the years, Loretta, is my favorite coaching question. Actually, is how much do you love yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? And they're 10 being high and 1 being low, and they're sort of shocked. But when you build up rapport, say with a client, they're honest with you. They can tell you. And for example, tonight, earlier on, I had my last client of the day, and she rated herself as 4 out of 10. And to be truthful with you, when people answer the question, they usually answer slightly higher than they actually are. So she answered 4 out of 10, which really meant 3 out of
A
10.
2 or a 3?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. And we've got to be truthful for yourself. So anyone out there is watching this right now or on record, just to think about, how much do I love myself out of 10? And to be honest with yourself, because you've got to have a starting point, and you've got to be honest with yourself and not to BS yourself, and decide, right, I want to change. Yeah, so for years and years, because I didn't like myself or love myself, then I wouldn't say show up as my true self in work or friendships or relationships. You just couldn't, because if you don't know, I guess I didn't know how to love myself or how to appreciate myself, and that's something that we're looking to go through in this month, the month of May,
Yeah.
topic of the month, I guess. Yeah, tonight's topic. So yeah, it's something that's so important, because for business owners, when you're talking to clients, when you're talking to clients,
Mhm.
you find that if you're annoyed at yourself or you're critical, that you show up in a different way than when you actually are happy with yourself.
I'm sure I do.
Mm. Yes, I'm sure we all do, and it's something that I think more now than ever, self-love is so important. Especially this time, they look at Instagram and they might see someone on there that makes this someone they see on Instagram looks really good, and the pictures are really nice, and then you start judging yourself then, and you start thinking, I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not good looking enough, whatever it is, and you start feeling bad about yourself. So there's many ways why we lose our self-image, the way we look at ourselves.
It's funny that you say that, David, because earlier I was watching a comedy show on Netflix, and that was one of the things. Although he was joking, it had a lot of truth to it.
Mm,
And the joke, I'm not gonna repeat everything he said on there, but the joke was, you look at the people on social media, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Facebook, on all these platforms, and they're like living their best life in, this Caribbean place on over the water, and they have these awesome drinks and this awesome food, and they're wearing these amazing swimsuits with these amazing bodies, and then you're looking at them, and then the reality of it is, for you, is you're in this cubicle, you know,
mm,
or you may be at home working
mm,
and you have kids, and it's nothing compared to what you're seeing, but you're comparing your life to what their life looks like in a snapshot.
mm,
And it can, almost like make you doubt, like, oh man, this is where I want to be. I'm not there. And then you just go down this rabbit hole of
mm.
just this swirl of just
Yeah,
bad place, a bad place.
yeah, yeah. I think the whole point for everyone out there is to, um, if you want to change your life, you have to start with yourself. There's
Hmm.
absolutely no way you're going to change your life consistently and be happy if you're not happy with yourself. Doesn't matter how much you earn or what you're doing in life. I mean, you might see these people on social media who look like they've got it all, but I guarantee you a lot of them are not happy. And that's the truth. And I know that because I work with them. I actually, I coach some people like that. And they're not fulfilled. That's the word I was looking for. So they might be raking in the cash, that, but they're actually deep down, they feel unfulfilled, or they feel anxious, or they feel unloved. And it's true. So, of course, money's great. However, if you're not happy, it doesn't last very long. The way the money feels, because you can only buy so much. So there's only so many swimsuits you can wear before before the mood kicks in. So for anyone out there watching, the first thing you've got to think about in anything in life is, when you go into business or a relationship or anything, you've got to like yourself first. And that's something I found out that I struggled for years. And I wouldn't go to parties, or I wouldn't go to evenings, dinners, because I was too afraid of, well, I didn't feel good enough, didn't feel liked, I didn't feel smart enough, but it was that level of self-love which was so low. So yeah, as Loretta said, love yourself first. And it's so important, self-love. It comes before you love in anyone else, because if you love yourself, you can give more to others. You're holding back if you don't love yourself. You really are holding back because you can't express yourself fully. You really will fail to express yourself, to be your true self. And if you look at the spiritual side of it, then all we are, well, not all we are pure love. Everyone on this planet is pure love, and we're all connected. And I think we see that and we feel that, at this time, 2020 and 2021, because we haven't been connected as much in person around the world, people have felt it. If they thought connection was important before, they really know it's important. And it's because when we see other people, it reflects love, and it gives that energetic flow between us. And the flow has to start with us. If we can't love ourselves, it's like pushing water uphill. It's really difficult. So there's nothing more attractive to anyone than being with someone who actually likes themselves and who's comfortable in themselves. It makes us inspired, and it makes us feel, wow, good about ourselves. So it's not about the clothes, it's not about the cars or the money. It's about being with people who, well, basically somebody who's comfortable in their own skin. They'll encourage you, they'll support you, they will want you to be successful, they will be your cheerleader. Why? Because you don't threaten them, because they feel loved anyway. They love themselves, so they don't feel loved. But the opposite comes out from someone who doesn't love themselves. They don't want, they want you to succeed, but they don't, because they don't feel good about themselves. And I call it the mirror effect. So imagine, Loretta, you had a mirror on your back. As you walked along in life, as you move forward in life, anyone who doesn't move as quickly as you, progress as quickly, they're going to see their image in the mirror in your back.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to think, they're not going to like it, because we should all be on the same journey. But sometimes you're going to move more quickly than someone else, and they're going to see their image in your back. I call it the mirror effect. So I want people out there to just remember one thing, if you can. Write this on a post-it note. You know what? I love post-it notes. It's, everyone is on their own journey. That's one-liner. Everyone is on their own journey. If you can write it on a post-it note just to realize that it'll stop you. It stopped me comparing my life to others. It just stops us. Because if you keep comparing your life to other people, you're not in your own lane. And if you imagine our life to be a car, your car's going to be off track. So that's the first thing I want to share with, really. Everyone is on their own journey, and just keep focused on your own journey. We need support from each other, of course, but there's no need to keep looking over at someone else's journey and thinking, I want that, I want that, I want that, because you're not focused on your own. And your energy, if you think of your energy, it's focused on them, but not on your own business. So I found that really useful for me. Not comparing my life to others. We don't need to, because every day we wake up, it's a blessing when our feet touch the ground. It's like, wow, made it to another day. How many people don't make it to another day, or won't make it to another day? So
Right.
we'll get up and, whoa, I'm not 6 foot under. This is great. I'm awake. I'm awake. So, everyone out there, everyone is on their own journey, and that's a power statement. That's a real power statement. If you put it on your computer, if you put it in your wallet, your purse, you can see it, and it's just a reminder, because we're soon fooled by social media, things like that. We're fooled, and remember that a lot of what's online is an image. It's just an image of what somebody has marketed to appear that way. But they get
Yeah.
up in the morning and they use the toilet. they shit, shower and shave. And we got to remember, there's people are people, and they have anxiety, depression, low moods, all this stuff. And what you see online is just often an image. It is an image.
Mhm.
That's just
It's
the
a
way it is.
snapshot, really.
It's a snapshot, of course. A lot of people only post when they're successful. They only post the good stuff. Um, but that's good, because I don't want to. If people post bad stuff all the time, I just tend to I look away from
It
that
would be
anyway.
like the news.
Yeah. But it's self-love for me is something that we can work on. The great thing is, anyone out there, you can work on. And I want to share something I share with my clients. It's a powerful 3-sentence strategy which you can use every day. And if you look in the mirror every day, and for some people, look in the mirror is really difficult, especially with these 3 sentences. And the first sentence is, when you look in the mirror, you have to look at your own eyes in the mirror, and you have to say, I love you. That's the first sentence. So you look in your own eyes in the mirror and you say, I love you. And then you say, I value you. That's the second sentence. I love you and I value you. And then the third sentence, I respect you. I love you. I value you. I respect you. And what that's doing is, if you do that repeatedly, twice a day, for about 3 minutes. So first thing in the morning, and then repeat in the evening. I love you. I value you. I respect you. It's a recipe. A lot of these things that we're teaching, that I teach, are like recipes, and if you follow them, you'll get the result. So I love you. I value, respect you. And what that's doing is, if you repeat it enough, your subconscious mind will start to take it in. And when it starts to take it in, it'll start to believe it. Because it's the opposite of you saying to yourself, why me? Why me? Why does it always happen to me? Because if you say that enough, you'll go into victim mentality. So this method is very similar to what we're already doing, but the opposite. So it's, I love you, I value, I respect you. And if you repeatedly do that, you will start to feel different within weeks. And you have to keep doing it and doing it. It's just one of the things that you can do to just gain some more self-love. Because we don't know what people have gone through. Of course, people have different type of stories, but in order to inch forward, you have to work on yourself. There isn't a magic bullet, but just a realization that we're all equal. We're all equal. And it's very unfair on yourself if you think you're less than anyone else. Very unfair, because we're all born in this world. We're all born, and at one point we don't think we're good enough, and that's, for me, it breaks my heart when I see people like that. But because I understand, because I was like that,
Right.
Um, but I honestly can tell people out there, I spent a lot of my life unhappy inside, just getting drunk and just being silly, because people do that when they don't like themselves. They are involved in self-destructive behavior and self-sabotage, we call it. It's because of that, the lack of self-worth. So
Mhm.
the main things we've shared tonight are, everyone's on their own journey, and we are all equal. We're definitely all equal. And your brain may scream, "No, I'm not equal. I'm not good enough." It may scream that, and and the reason it does that is because you've trained it like that through many, many times. You've said, "I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy." You've said it, but you've said it in a way that, and it's gone under the surface without you even noticing, because you've just said it. You've blamed yourself, or you've criticized yourself. So this is what we're teaching you today: is intentionally you can change it by a recipe. Just like when your driving instructor taught you to drive, you just did it over and over again. You didn't question it, or you might have, but if you just do this repeatedly, you'll start feeling a change. And if you repeatedly do it with what else we're going to share with you this month, then you will start feeling noticeable differences. And then Christmas Day this year, you'll be thinking, "Wow, I actually like myself." And that's what's going to happen if people work and stuff. So please don't think. Put it this way: if you see a recipe and it works, and you see a TV chef, say like Jamie Oliver or something like that, if you decide to alter the recipe, you'll get a different cake. You'll make a different recipe. So you need to follow the recipe. So everyone's on their own journey. We are all equal, and I love you, I value you, I respect you. If you were to say those to yourself, Loretta, every day, um, how would you think you would feel?
I mean, of course, I feel like I would feel a lot better in certain situations, especially the ones where I doubt myself. Like,
Mm,
I'll give you an example. I just joined this group for writers, and I'm not really a writer. I haven't written a book, but I do enjoy writing, and I needed a creative outlet. So I
mm,
joined this group, and they give you this photo and they tell you about the person, and they're playing their music if they were a musician, or they're playing, they're showing you their stuff so that you can really get into the character. And then you describe, and I'm writing this whole time describing the experience, so that I can share it with these group of people that I don't know. And this whole time I'm thinking, they're not going to like it. This is terrible. I'm not that great of a writer. What if what I say sounds stupid or not up to their level, or, just all of these negative thoughts.
mm,
And then I heard other people's writings and I'm like, okay, you've got this. You can do this. Do it
mm,
scared. Like, but
mm,
I share that to say that self-love comes into play in that situation, because if I
mm.
loved myself enough, I wouldn't even have those thoughts, or I wouldn't have pondered on those thoughts for that long of a time.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
I thought about it for a long time. I think for at least 15 minutes.
yeah,
15, 20 minutes.
and it's interesting because we're comparing ourselves against others in that instance, and we're starting to doubt ourselves, overthinking.
Mhm.
And the way I look at it is, the if you just run with it and say, "Listen, there's no, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm starting. I'm new. There's going to be some people in this group who are excellent, some not so excellent. I'm just going to run with this." And the minute you do that, the minute your fears, worries, and doubts start to um, disappear, because number one, failure isn't a problem. It means that you've actually tried something. It hasn't worked. I'll do it a different way. Um, Fear of failure is probably the worst, because that could stop you from doing it. But the fact that you're there and doing it, it's amazing. And what I would do in that instance is to say, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Who can I learn? How can I be better? What can I do to improve my performance? And it's like those are empowering questions rather than what am I doing here? Why me? you know, how do I disappear? And we can do that really quickly. And it's what you just described is, thank you for sharing, is really, really common. You know, it's really common. But it's to catch yourself, right, and say, actually, how can I be better? What can I learn from these people? I want to be better. These some are going to be great, some are not. And if you look back at your life, there are many times where you've doubted yourself and you've just gone and sailed it. You know, and it's it's just being human, isn't it? We're human, and we're as long as it doesn't stop you for going back there. Is that
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going back.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. So I'm so proud of you. It's always good to learn a new skill, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
So this will also help with the workbook that you're kind of holding me accountable for.
Yes, yes, I remember that.
Oh man.
Yes, it's all about self-love because to someone who wants a romantic partner, your romantic partner will love the fact that you love yourself. They'll love it. And anyone who doesn't love it, it could mean that they feel threatened because they don't love themselves. You know, so but if somebody, it's a good barometer. If you really love yourself and you meet someone who really likes that, it means they love themselves as well. It means that you're resonating with them. So it's a good barometer to have to cut out all the BS that you could encounter. You know? So yeah, it's powerful, definitely powerful. So hopefully those little things we've shared tonight, even though they're little things, they're super powerful and they really do work. Look in the mirror, say it. If somebody's really keen, you can get a journal and write it out. I love you, I value, respect you. If you really want to change, you can do it. And if you've got this whatever it takes attitude, you will do it. It'll just happen. You know, many times in history where people have really gone and challenged the paradigm, challenged the norm, and they've changed. So anyone out there who wants that relationship, wants to escape the pain of the past, wants to embrace a wonderful future, try new things, start with yourself. Start with yourself, and it's a good place to start.
Well, thank you, David. This was really, really good, as always.
You're welcome.
Definitely always noteworthy, note taking worthy. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this so that I can actually take notes.
Oh,
Now, are you still doing the Instagram on Thursday morning?
yes.
Are you
Yeah,
still doing that?
tomorrow morning, UK time. I'm doing the Let It Go challenge tomorrow, session 6, and tomorrow I'll be talking about something called the stick of rock effect, which is really what behavior do you keep doing? Anyone out there, do you keep doing which is stopping you living the life that you want? And it could be people pleasing. You might be an overthinker, stuck in the past, stuck in the future, needing validation. Any of these, and more, much more. The stick of rock effect is basically this behavior goes right through your life. So whatever you do, it with a stick of rock. If it was from Brighton Rock, wherever you cut it, it'll say Brighton. And with us, it might be something like always needing the last word, always needing validation, you know, always wanted to prove a point, something like that, which is running right through your life. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow morning in the 20-minute session. and giving some tips to people out there. So that's on my Instagram channel. If they miss it, because I know it's 6 a.m. EST, then feel free to watch the replay, which is up for 24 hours.
All right. Awesome. And you guys, if you are watching this, whether you're watching us live or watching the recording, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, don't forget to click that bell so that you can get updates and notifications on our upcoming videos.
Yes.
Thank you, David. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you, Loretta.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Midnight there, right?
Yes, it is. It's 20 past. Oh, midnight.
Oh my God. Okay, go to sleep.
Good
night.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Good night.